Incredibly, in the middle of the debate about handling anti-Semitism and the need for a royal commission, the 9 newspapers, including The Age, published this cartoon by political cartoonist Kathy Wilcox. Now, it was also published by the Sydney Morning Herald, with prominent Australians calling for a royal commission into the Bondi Beach terror attack, apparently, supposedly, marching to the drumbeat of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Now, Liberal Senator Sarah Henderson labelled it deeply offensive. Bondi survivor Arsen Ortovsky described it as unadulterated Jew hatred. Wilcox has now taken to left-wing social media platform Blue Sky to share that she's being accused of hatred. I mean, she's then abused staff at Sky News about the us having the temerity to actually ask her to explain herself. You and your hit squad goons can F right off, was her response. Classy. Now, I've known my next guest for many years. He was an outstanding editor of The Age for, I think, 7 years at the top job, and had in his time plenty of tough editorial decisions. He's proudly Jewish, the son of someone who survived the camps of World War II. He wrote a terrific piece in The Australian and joins me now. Michael Gawenda, great to see you. Thanks for joining us. Take me back to last week, my friend, and what your initial thoughts were when you saw that cartoon.
Well, I was absolutely shocked, shocked, and then really angry. Angry that the paper that I had worked for so many years, decades really, and that, yes, I had edited for 7 years, would countenance publishing a cartoon like this, which, less than a month after the Bondi massacre, and the call from some of the victims for a commission of inquiry into how this happened, what caused it, what brought it on, plus the support that this idea got, that the victims got from leading sports people, leading AFL players and coaches, swimmers, athletes, Indigenous sports people, all calling for a need for some sort of inquiry into what had happened. And so then The Age decides that it's perfectly to publish a cartoon in which the cartoonist is saying all these people, all these well-known, deeply patriotic Australians are all being duped into supporting this so-called Royal Commission. They're being duped by the Murdoch media. They're being duped by former and current politicians like John Howard. And most of all, they're being duped. These people are all being duped by Benjamin Netanyahu, the butcher of Gaza. And this is disgusting. This is disgusting on any level. And if she's gone on social media and she is saying that she has got some pretty awful emails in response, well, that's the job we're in, I hope they weren't too abusive. They shouldn't abuse her. They shouldn't threaten her in any way. But strong responses, my God, isn't that the business cartoonists are in and that we are all in? And frankly, the papers let her off the hook. They made the mistake of publishing the cartoon. There's no doubt they think that. They made the mistake of publishing it. Everyone I've tried to contact about this has said, well, I wasn't there, or I was there and I did, but they then decided that they would issue a mealy-mouthed apology, which is not an apology at all. It's one of those, if we offended anyone, especially Jews, if we offended Jews, we're very sorry. We understand that they were offended, but we're in the business of blah, blah, blah. So there was no recognition that this wasn't an apology. This was, I'm sorry we hurt your feelings. And in that, there was a sort of suggestion to me, it's the Jews complaining again, right? Really? Only Jews were upset by the cartoon? Only Jews? I mean, this is just a nonsense. And
Yeah.
so I despair. I despair about my old paper.
Oh, I love your passion. I love the piece you wrote in the Australian at the weekend, and I think you speak so much sense. It's just a pity you're not still editing that paper. Michael Gawenda, I've got to cut it short, but thank you very much for joining us tonight. I mean, God, have him back running the paper.